When you're like, where'd that button go? Hello, everybody. How
Hi,
are
everybody.
you? So today we have Dr. Gail again. Hi, guys.
Hi. I
Hi,
can't see the
Jane.
chat, so you have to tell me about it.
Yeah. So, you know what? Oh, that's right. Because yeah. That's right. You can't see the chat. So yes, really quick. I am still alive. So somebody reached out to me and asked me how I was doing. So right now it's Jane the Seeker Tarot,
Hi,
and
Jane.
Vanessa and Fire Mariah. And I know I've got a little lag today, but I my brain, like I said, my brain is shot. But somebody reached out to me and emailed me and was like, I just wanted to know if you're okay because I haven't seen you in other channels. You haven't been, you haven't been around.
Well, you
I'll
started a new job.
Yeah, I started the new job. Alpha Numerica 1 is here, but I started a new job, and this job, we are very short-handed. And so I think if we added my time correctly in two weeks, I think I've gotten somewhere around 112 hours
Mm.
in 2 weeks. So I have really been home. Today is my first day really off, where I'm like, I'm not picking up the phone. I'm not not doing anything. So so that is where I've been. Right now I'm trying to start the YouTube on my phone so I can see who's got wrenches and who doesn't. But yeah, it's been really good. It's been really wonderful. It's been a lot. And I have an hour's drive, which is really awesome. And Dr. Gail basically pointed out that, in that time is where I get downloads too. And sure enough, it's starting to happen very intensely. And
You feel like a captive audience in your car, and
yeah,
they're like, "Oh, here you go. Here's the information. No,
yeah,
you're getting it down."
yeah. And it's just been, I just kind of zone out on the road. And sure enough, all these downloads come, all these new things happen. And it's been rather neat, actually, So yeah, it's definitely been really cool. Um, so yeah.
I think you need to talk about the most important thing that happened.
Yes. So one day I was driving and I was thinking about, this overwhelming feeling that I've had in reference to, and I, like we were discussing last time, it's like this gut feeling or this yearning of missing my hybrid children.
Mm-hmm.
And so I really kind of thought about that. And it was like, kind of playing it out in my mind, like, how weird is that I have this feeling? And all of a sudden, I had in my mind, so imagine if there's a bunch of silhouettes on this side, but then right here, there's this really, really tall one. And she comes out in color, and she's very tall. And she looks very beautiful, but you can tell that her features look a lot like me. But then there's differences. The eye shape is different. She's got more of like her chin is more like
Mm-hmm.
this. Hello, Marie. So her chin is more cut this way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and her eyes are just piercing. So they're, it's almost like piercing blue. I cannot describe the color of the blue of how beautiful it is. And then
Well,
she's
it
got,
sounded like to me the father was a Palladian.
yeah, yeah. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
most definitely, because she's very tall, and blue eyes, really gorgeous blue eyes. And she's got curly hair, the really curly
Mm-hmm.
hair like mine, long, but it's very thin, you know. Oh, thank you, Beverly. It's been a long time. I've been working hard. Woo. But anyways, so she literally like just stepped forward with all these silhouettes. And then she was like, you'll get to meet them. They'll come forward later on. And
Mm-hmm.
this immense feeling of love and just of love and support. And I mean, so intense that I wish I could. I don't think I've ever felt that much intense. And it's a different type of feeling.
Right.
Um, I'll thank you, Alpha. Um, but just, she says, you all, by the way, you both have such beautiful hair.
Oh, thank you.
Um,
But also, what about the spaceship with her?
yes. So, another thing was, I have had recollections of, it's, I don't know how to describe this. It's like, it would be like if you had glass in front of you, and you can touch this glass, but the minute you touch this glass, your hands go through the glass. Uh, it almost feels like it has almost like a cold sensation, or like a, to me, almost like I'm trying to, like if you were to dip your hands in slime, that's why yours is called slime. That's why it's called slime. So it just, in the slime, but it's almost like sticking your hands in a warm slime. And then, once I stayed there like that for a little while, then all of a sudden they were like, okay, well, if you really want to drive it like this, but it's almost like that's how the kindergartners do it. That's the way they gave me. Like, if you really want to go there, but you can pull your hands out, and you can, now that you've connected with it,
Mhm.
now you can kind of drive it. So, so yeah, so I learned how to drive a spaceship, and they were teaching me how to drive the spaceship. And so my hybrid daughter is there with me. And I was like, "What's your name?" And all of a sudden I heard Araya. And so that was really, hi T Bar, hi Beth Knight, Lauren.
Hi,
Um,
everybody.
so that was really cool to kind of have this name just pop into my head,
Mhm.
and along with that overwhelming feeling, and then seeing her with me, and doing that. And then there was another really intense dream. Yeah, I thought so too. Her name was really pretty, Araya.
Mhm.
Um, a really intense dream. And, because I've been getting home so late, working 12, 14-hour days, um, I woke up from this dream and I'm like, okay, process this now so that you could remember it later, because I'm so tired that I don't think I could even spell, you know? Um, but my dream was that there was a major, major collapse in the system, and a lot of people were homeless. And so, me and, like, I have two people with me, and I don't know if they're two people or two spirits with me. But I am now homeless, and I'm like, this is not good. I'm like, how am I going to survive? And this other homeless person sees that I'm like this newbie at being homeless. So they're like, come on, I'll help you. I'll help you. Come with me. So this person leads me up to these ducks in the wall in a building. And it's very odd. And we're sleeping in these ducks in a building. And I look over, and across the other way, I could see people in that heating duck way over there. And they had kids, and it was young. And I was like, wow, that is so weird. So then when we're leaving to go out, we open the door and we step into this place. And I don't know what it's called, but when the hallway that you go into that leads you into the airplane. So we're walking in something like that, but it's like 4 or 5 times the size. I mean, it's really big, but it's almost like, I'm trying to get it good for the camera, but it's almost like way up here. There's all these windows that I could see probably about, I mean, it's like I'm looking at the windows and I'm seeing these buildings, and all of a sudden the buildings start blowing up, and all this fire and all this crazy. And I started saying in my head, wait a second, this isn't where I'm supposed to go. Now what was odd was, once I stepped through the door, I almost saw this, like a splitting, which kind of freaked me out, not gonna lie, but it was splitting. And I said, this isn't where I'm supposed to be. I'm not supposed to be on this earth. This is not the earth I'm supposed to be in. And I was kind of like, hey, this is not the earth I'm supposed to be in. And they said, close your eyes and only concentrate about love. And I was like, okay, okay. So I closed my eyes and I'm slowly, like I know when to step forward, and I'm radiating that love through my heart and I'm sending it out. And I can still hear outside and they said, don't listen to that. Close your eyes and don't listen to that. Don't focus on that. Only focus on the love. And so it was kind of hard because, of course, I'm like, I don't want to get stuck on this earth. So I came into my heart space and I just really radiated it. And I radiated love and I sent it out to everything around me. And next thing you know, I step off and I open my eyes and I'm like, shit, I'm still here. I don't want to be here. I do not want to be on this earth. This is not. And then I heard it again. Just concentrate on sending the love out. And so I closed my eyes and I just sat there. It was almost like standing and meditating. And I had to like cover my ears because I didn't want to hear all the noise and all the bombing and all the crazy. And I just focused and focused on focused and love and light and just it being beautiful. And I, made it go around that whole earth. And I opened my eyes and next thing you know, the whole entire thing changed. And it was just this beautiful, beautiful place. So yeah, it's lots of really weird things have been happening lately.
Yeah, everybody's going to want to start jumping in the car also now and start driving places.
Yeah, there you go. Just get in the car. Just zone out and get in the car. But yeah, so that's what's been kind of. Hello, Linda BJ. Hello. Yeah, that's what it's been lately. So there's been a lot. Hi, Ian.
Hi, everybody. Well, the last time, after we had our live last time, the next day I went up on the spaceship and they were creating you a whole wing where your operating room is going to be. And then you have two offices beside that where you get to choose who, goes into those offices. And I was fascinated because it was her is a parallel to mine. And of course, spaceship, it's amazing how quickly they put it up. And they're preparing it for her to when she starts doing surgery up there. So I was pretty amazed by that. And I was so happy to see it. I'm going, yay, somebody's coming up here doing surgery too. So.
Yeah, it's definitely be weird, weird because it's like I'm working in the day and then I'm exhausted and I really feel like I'm doing a bunch of work for a while and even I'm like half in and half out and I'm literally going, okay, it's like I'm bartering. Okay, I'll give you this much time if the 2 or 3 or 4 hours of sleep I actually get is so deep and so intense. And hi, Tarot Stash. But that's what it feels like that I've been doing lately. It's like, okay, I'll give you these few hours of sleep if you just make sure that I'm rested and I'm ready to go the next day. And honestly, I don't know how I've been doing it with lately because I'm one I like my sleep. And
well, but they've been training you to do this forever, though. You're just now realizing what's going on, and you can name your terms of what time you go do things. I mean, in the future, because there's time travel, so it's not linear. So you can choose. I will go do the surgery during this time, and you got me. And since it's time travel, you can literally do 15 minutes here and a whole day of surgery there. So it's like we don't have to. We're not, we don't have to go through their time constraints of here. So
it's different. It's
different. It's very different. Yeah. How much you can do. I mean, sometimes when I meditate, and my meditation starts after my grateful list, I do a grateful list and then I meditate. But if I'm on a mission, it'll continue all the way through when I'm taking my dog out to walk and coming back in. And it's still continuing on through that whole scenario. It's just I can't be high functioning in both places. Yeah. So, yeah. So about the hybrid children, I think the most amazing first thing I said to her when she started telling me about that story was, she's working with you. She's learning from you, because my hybrid son, his name is Jonathan, and he works with me. And I didn't know it was my son until I looked over at him and I saw this tall boy with curly brown hair. And my hair, when it's short, it's curly too. And I was like, and he had blue eyes. And I was going, oh my gosh, that could be my son. They said, well, he is. He is your son.
Yeah.
And I had met him when he was little. I'd already met him when he was little. I just hadn't seen him at that age. So he's like, 19, 20 at that time. And he's learning from me. He's learning how to do what I do. And that's just like your daughter is learning what you're doing. They're both learning to be surgeons right now. And we did the same thing. We just didn't know we were doing it before.
Yeah, it's definitely, I mean, for me, I think I have gotten to the place where I just stopped questioning, seriously, it's like, I've the more I try to question, the more I try to figure it out, the more I try, I get in my own way. So I just decided I'm just not going to do that anymore. I'm just going to go with it, and I'm going to try to accept however crazy. Oh, and then, the spaceship was called Obelisk, which is really weird because it don't even look like that. It doesn't, but
But like mine was called the slime, and they couldn't give me a reason for it.
Slime.
I mean, you're saying the texture. For me, when you integrate with the spaceship on mine, you put your hands on the windshield and you integrate with it, and then you're just telepathic with it. So I mean, as soon as you integrate it with the pilot and the co-pilot, if you have a co-pilot, we both integrate with it. And so like when I was going on a rescue mission, the co-pilot would fly while I was taking care of the people in the back, doing the medical part.
Yeah. It's very weird. Yeah, I am. And as far as my dream, it was like, so of course I called one of my friends up and I'm like, dude, I think
you know what the lesson was in that, don't you?
No, I don't.
Have you not figured out? Oh,
like, no, I don't.
You have the ability to create your own world with love.
Yeah.
That's what your lesson was on that.
Yeah.
They're just showing you what kind of power you actually have. It's within you that you have that ability. That was your lesson.
Huh. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, it was so intense and so real, like so vivid, colors, the whole 9 yards.
So he kept telling you to come from the heart. He kept saying, come from the heart. And then you transformed everything. So that's what we're doing here on Earth now. You're taking all the chaos and we're trying to come together and turn it into a good world, go into 5D.
Yeah.
But anyway, does anybody out there have questions? We're here for question and answers also. I know the two of us together, we can talk about anything. And usually when I'm on somebody else's show, I usually let them take the lead and I just go down whatever road they want to go. But with Karen, since we're both starseed healers and doing very similar things, we can go way out there. I mean, on the things we're doing and how we're doing it. As Karen's kind of learning and finding out what she's doing, and I'm able to say, yes, this is what's happening, and this is what you will be doing, and this is what's happening. It's amazing what you do find out that you can do. I mean, it's just like something you're learning every day, something new that you have an ability. And I'm just glad you found your daughter that she's working with you, that she's learning from you. Now you'll have a whole staff. I have 4 as my staff. One acts like the anesthesia. That's Lucy. My main one is Clarice. I couldn't do anything without Clarice. Oh my gosh, she's my main lady. And she's a gray hybrid, and Lucy's a gray hybrid. And then I have Jonathan, and he's learning. So there's 4 of us. That's 3 of that work with me, and then me. Now, here's the most amazing part of all. Now, Mary, who you haven't quite met yet, I don't know if you've seen the videos we've done together with the YouTube.
Lately, I haven't had enough time to do anything.
We've done a couple, but she has her office next to mine, and then I have a soul reader next to her. That's on my team, and but Mary's office, is generally, well, anyway, I'll tell a story about Diana Bowles. Diana Bowles is writing my book for me, and she's doing my artwork, and she's really has connected with me and has gotten into me and being able to channel all this information. And one day she'll say, I was walking up a ramp down a hallway. I don't know where I was. And there they said, there's Dr. Gail working. You can't go in there because she's working. And she said, all she saw was blue light as she walked down there. I went, you were on the spaceship, Diana. You finally made it up to the spaceship, because my finishing light color when I finish with somebody is blue. And then Mary's room, her office is blue. So at that time, that whole hallway probably looked blue, because Mary's office generates blue. She just says it has a feeling of blue. So it was amazing. I don't know where I was. I was like, you were on the spaceship, because it's a long hallway that you go down. And so anyway, that was pretty funny when she was telling me that. So she has connected to me that much that she was actually on the spaceship with me.
T-Bar says, I think it's amazing that they have so many regular Earth names. And for me, mine, what's really like when I ask my guides, it's like some of them, you could not say their names.
Right. That's exactly right. That's right, T-Barb. We can't even get our mouths to say their names. So they come up with a Earth name. And if they were like my pilot that taught me how to fly, he was actually over Spain. So they had kind of Spanish names, like his name was Monto and his co-pilot was Ricardo. So they had those kind of names, but they do try to adapt or take on a name that we can pronounce. Because, I mean, some of those names are like, you can't even say it, or squills or something. And we just can't, we can't even form.
Or even like some of mine have
chatter. Yeah.
Chatter, like tick, 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 it's like, and it's not very pleasing, especially for one of my guys. He like does clickety clacks, and it's just weird sounding. So it's more of to be more accepted. So, and that's kind of thing. Okay, we have a couple of questions, and I'm going to get input one of those up. Okay, so keep in mind that we only go for an hour, just because this is a way different intense connection, and it takes a lot out of us. So a psychic recently told me for guidance from a guide from a green planet. Which planet might that be? Thank you.
A green planet. I'm not sure. I have visited a lot of planets that are green, but what is that? Genti? I want to look that up. Did they just say it was green planet? They didn't say it was a water planet or anything like that. They didn't give you more details than just a green planet. If I've been visiting planets, my light body goes to different planets. I am transitioning from an interplanetary liaison to investigator role. So I've gone to a lot of planets, and if you have more information on that, Jen, I can go out there and visit that planet and come back with information.
She said no, just
no. Okay.
And what I got, Jen, is it's they literally shot me pretty far away. So
do you know what color your planet was?
Mine was the sea. Like mine.
Oh, you're on the water planet.
Mine's the water planet, and it's so crystal blue that you can see the very bottom. You can see everything.
Did I ever tell you about the water planet that I visited? The name of it?
Mm-mm.
Let me look that up, because I took my human body off and put a whale body on. So no, it's not that. I'll have to look that one up for you. What planet that was.
And Jen, I would suggest just meditating on it. I mean, what does that planet look like in your head, in your mind,
I'm seeing if I have a green planet on here.
She said, I just had a dream. I was going outside to see a full moon, and I looked up, and the moon was actually a giant spaceship. I was amazed.
Yeah. The first time I saw spaceships was when I went out and it was a full moon, and I saw they looked like fireflies going across that the sky. It was pretty amazing. Yeah. There's a huge
Hi, Ron.
spaceship instead of the moon in front of you. Well, I hope you
Yeah.
had a good feeling about it.
I wish I could, offhand, I wish I could say that I've seen, I mean, I've seen, but I don't think I've ever seen them.
You will.
Usually I would, when I was in Colorado, I'd point out and like, oh, look, there's a spaceship. And then, it's like, no, that's just a satellite.
Or Venus.
Yes. And I'm like, okay, look at that one. That's the other satellite. Like,
No, the first time
okay.
I kind of opened up when I was, I don't know what made me open up, but I saw, I don't know why I can't find this water planet, but I went to a water planet and changed and it was way, way, way at the very far end of our galaxy.
Yeah.
It was way out there. I mean, it was on the very earth. It was on the edge of Andromeda and the Milky Way. It was so far out there, but I'll find it because I did write about it. Yeah, I've got so many different. This is my book. This is how big my book is of all different aliens, and that artwork is from Renee at Terra Love Community. She did that for me. She made that artwork for me, and I was going to use it as my little thumbnail, but I couldn't ever figure it out. As y'all all know, I'm challenged computer-wise, so I couldn't figure it out. So there you got my face up there.
I hear you. I hear you. Hi, Wayne. Yeah, I would just, that's my, someone's trying to connect. That's my advice. It's like, create this as you would see it. Because I do feel like you're there, you've been there, you have this connection. You can create it out of your mind and just let this planet be whatever it needs to be when you're in meditation. And then after a while, this person or this entity will show itself however will be best for you, whether that's hearing it, seeing it, anything like that. So
it's a water planet. Seaguard. Oh my gosh, it has so much greenery on it. And it's kind of I don't know what you call that green. It's kind of a yellow green. It's beautiful. I will try to connect a little bit more like that later, so we'll go more questions, but that's the name of the planet. It's Seaguard. It has water, it has lots of greenery, and it's kind of a yellow kind of green planet. But it has very good feel to that planet.
Very cool. So a message from our guides. And Mariah, for me, they go straight to the little star seeds that you're raising. Her kids are just remarkable, to say the least. Yeah, they took me right to there. Yeah. Do you have anything for her?
Oh, I was going to let you go. You're faster at doing the mediumship stuff than I am.
So for you, it's just really, I mean, you're molding and building these two little kiddos that truly are going to make a difference in their worlds, in their things. So it's really cool.
I'm kind of getting that they're hybrids.
They are.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, they are. I mean, these two are just, and it's great because of the diet you follow, the way that you are with them, the way that you have chosen to raise them. That's the huge thing about it, is that's part of your, I mean, I literally see you signing up to bring in these little souls and
They're
take care of them.
they're special. They're very special. Very, very, very special.
Yep. Especially the little one.
As I don't know them. This is just what I'm getting out of it. Is they're hybrid children. I haven't connected, and that they're very special. Their gifts are going to be amazing,
Mhm.
amazing gifts. So yeah, thank goodness they've got a mother like you that's going to be nurturing that.
Yep. Because if it wasn't for you, they would have gotten lost in the.
Right. There's a reason why you have those children. You have a big responsibility.
Mhm. Mhm. But keep doing what you're gonna do. Keep doing what you're doing, and things start changing pretty soon. Just keep your head up and try not to. She said, "I had a feeling they were hybrids, and they are definitely special." Thank you. Yes. Um, I will highlight that. But yeah, um, yeah, they're awesome kiddos. So, and yeah, they're,
I'm so glad they got her as a mother. I
yeah.
mean, they're going to be more awesome because of her.
Oh yeah. I mean, and that's the way they literally show her, like
Mhm.
molding and molding this little individual, and to keep molding. And so that's what they showed me, just molding.
Yeah.
So it was great. Okay, so Linda has a really good question, and that was, how can I ask to experience a good ET encounter?
That is good, a good question, and that is you do kind of have control of that, and you can ask how I started. Well, I mean, my ET encounter was my father brought my first ET into me, so I knew it was good, and he's passed away. But when I met him in the 3D, the first thing that I was saying is, I'm ready to meet one, but don't scare me. And sure enough, they sent me two human looking ones, even though they were way on the autistic scale. They didn't scare me. And so I think you just put it out there and say, put your parameters around what you want to see. And and if something shows up and it startles you, either try to open your heart to see it. And again, raising your vibrations is the way you're going to have to meet them.
Yeah.
And the best ways to do that is to do some kind of meditation, which I always say meditation doesn't have to look like the gurus. You don't have to sit still.
Mm-mm.
You can be running, walking, hiking, driving a car. It's a big one for me and Karen.
Yeah.
And, washing dishes was another big one for you. It can look like that, knitting, art, any way that your mind can go and allow them to come in, and that raises your vibration. Music, having music around.
Mhm.
And that's basically as you're having them come up to their vibration and they're having to come down to you. So you have to somehow meet in the middle. And it would have eventually happened if you got an open heart to it. And do ask what you do want to see, and not to scare you. It's
Yeah.
going to startle you, but don't scare you, because anytime, no matter what, even if you see a person coming around the corner, it startles you. So, just kind of open your heart when it happens. I hope
Yep.
that gives you some good information.
Awesome. Okay, I'm going to read off who I got so far. So I have Lauren coming up next. Then it's Tarot Stash, Anna Banana, Alpha America, and then Ian's question. So that is who I have. So I'm going to put Lauren's up there. And Lauren says, "I'm curious to know if my dreams about my son and I are real. We were in a war, but we were safe behind ancient pillars. And
Wow.
now I think we are on Earth, but not of it."
Hmm. Great question, Lauren. I'm getting a big yes. That's my immediate, like, yes. My gut reaction is yes. That you have been on another planet, and this might be y'all's first time on this planet. And that's why you feel like you're not part of this earth. It's because you haven't gotten used to being in a human body. And that's what I'm getting, is that, yeah, you're the first time on earth, and you're really struggling with being in a human body, because it is hard coming from another planet and coming into a human body when we're restricted to say an 80-year lifespan, and we deal with all these illness, sicknesses, and pains, and where the other ones live 700 years and don't deal with any of that. So it's hard to put your body into a human body. So I'm going to say yes. All that's very, very true. So what do
Yep.
you get, Karen?
I followed exactly. Yes. I see it being very true. And also what they showed me is you and your son are, sometimes you hear it's like it's part of your soul group. So you guys really do come down together and do things together.
Yeah, and probably next lifetime it'll be you might be your husband or your father or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. You'll usually change roles.
Mm-hmm. So that's what they showed me. So you guys are in it for a while.
And you also
Yeah.
change genders too.
Yeah. Thank you, Anna Banana. You're right. I'm not wearing my glasses, so yeah. Yeah. So I'm not wearing my glasses, so that's why if it's written out regular, I can't really see.
She's tired, y'all. She's very
Oh
tired.
yeah. I
New
was.
job. Y'all all know what a new job's like, and I have to put in that many hours. But
Yeah.
I would like to make an announcement that I did an interview with Danny Bathler Tarot that's going to come up Friday, and it is ET week on his channel. So all these people are coming in and talking about ETs, and this is new for Danny, and he is embracing it. And so I'm excited for him. I love the interview that we had with him. And so mine will be airing Friday. Mine's the last one. So I think today is Nancy Jean's. And so anyway, y'all have to check that out, especially all you are interested in ETs. Danny's doing a whole ET week. And so that's it. That's all I say.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, now it's Tarot Stash. So yeah.
Oh, hey,
So
I've seen you in the chat, and I've seen you on other people's channel.
mm-hmm. And pretty soon he is going to come on my channel and read with me. It's just like I said, I've been, for those of you that didn't catch it, new job. I put in 100 and some odd hours in the last 2 weeks. So I've been a little exhausted to say the least, but yes, he'll be coming on my channel pretty soon.
Good.
So his question is, I'm not aware of any experiences as you are describing, but could you tell me if I had experiences and what is coming for me?
Are you talking about ET or anything?
I'm waiting for his comment on the thing, but T-Barb says, Karen, I was gonna comment that they have improved your eyes because you're not straining like usual, and you're absolutely right. They have. In fact, when I put my glasses on, I'm like,
yeah.
So sometimes I have to take my glasses off. So I told them to kind of help me out there a couple of more times so that I can get a
right.
better
I asked them the same thing about different things about my body. Like,
mm-hmm.
This is what I'm doing for you. Can you please help me in this direction? And of course, it's all health stuff, And I think they're doing it. I think they are, but it's a slow reversal. Very slow.
Yeah, it's a slow process. It doesn't happen overnight. Tarot Stash, if you're still here, we want to know, are you describing in general what's coming for you, or are you say, oh, there you go, ET?
I think it's ET experiences, because I'm feeling ET experiences I'm feeling he's already experiencing ETs.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he's all in it. I don't feel like it's just like a dipping your toe in it. I feel like you're already all in it. You might be working with them while you're sleeping, but you're in it. You're already there. You're doing it. There's not experiences coming your way. It's getting aware of the experiences. And you're in it.
Yeah.
You're already in it.
You're already in it. And now what I would ask is that you tell them, okay, let me remember it.
Mhm.
because whatever it is that you are doing, whether you, because you're like me where it's not so much zoning out, it's not so much of sitting quietly, but wherever that time is that you can connect to spirit, connect. And it's funny because one of them giggles and says he calls me one of his guides or one of his angels or and he goes, it's like but it's actually an AT. Um,
Yeah.
and I don't know because I don't really try to put them in boxes. But they really show me this one's a really high one because this one comes in as just a bright, bright light.
Mhm.
Like if he were standing right here, like I couldn't look
It's an Arcturian.
Octorian,
Mhm.
I couldn't look through him. It's so bright.
Mhm.
So
He is up there. In fact, I think he might even be like up and he's above seventh dimension. He's way up there.
yeah, uh-huh.
Like he's saying 11th dimension. I don't
Yeah,
know that
he's
I've ever.
saying
I'm not sure I've ever met one in 11th.
yeah.
Wow.
This one, I mean, it's just literally bright. He says my dreams are very real and intense. And I know, Tarot, that you know, you're very good. It's very funny because they say there's something about you in that writing and keeping these journals and these logs and this,
Oh, that's the
and
same thing I do. I'm a big writer. I write.
he is a big writer to the
Mhm.
point where he could go back and say there is something about that writing and about those things, and it's almost like you're the note keeper or the
But see, I'm writing now. I'm writing stuff down now. I'm a writer and
yeah.
channeler writer.
The reason why you do that is because you are the note taker kind of person.
Mhm.
So that's something about you that comes from them, and it's a part of you, and that's why it's kind of like this quirky little thing to some. You're the note taker, you're the note writer, you're the one that scribes, you're the scribe of the experiences per se. But it's very important for you to start taking control over your health. And not that I'm feeling anything is going on. It's just, and this is a blanket message for a lot of us. It
Mhm.
is time that we start realizing that we are in charge of the way that we are healing. We've been told so long that we don't need that. We need medicine. We need this. We need that. And it's time for us to start telling our bodies, okay, we're changing. We're
Right. We are
tweaking.
changing. I mean, I'm having to be put on diet, but I got some more. They've put a crown on you. You're somebody super special. You got
Hmm.
a crown.
Yeah.
You're very, very special, and I'm not sure what the crown means, but I think you're way, way, way up there, and yeah, you're yeah. It's time for you to start remembering, and a lot of times your life has to get quiet to remember. And I'm getting ready to move to Mount Shasta, and for me to move to Mount Shasta, I'm to be an energy person there, and they've got me on a diet. Oh my gosh, I had to get, well, first off, way back I've had to go vegetarian, and then when I started off going in spaceships and things, I had to eat bland to be able to go because you get sick afterwards. I mean, it really takes an effect on you. And
Yeah.
then now with my body changing, which they're changing my DNA to crystallizing, like my heart's already crystallized. And so my DNA is changing. So now I have to be no alcohol, no caffeine, no sugar. The caffeine was the hardest now. The coffee, my coffee. And I have to do foot baths. I had to do iron foot baths for 2 weeks, every night for 2 weeks. And now it's every 2 weeks. I had to put something behind my ear for sleep. So I have to go through this whole regiment that they're wanting me to go through. And that's what I'm getting from you, for you, as that you're needing, as what she's Karen's saying, they're asking you to do some changes in your life. And I'm not sure what that's going to be, but you need to tap in to that because you have the ability. You're super, super powerful, super special, and
Mhm.
you need to start
Okay.
listening to
He was like, "Thank you both. I need to head out to prepare for my life. Love you, brother. We'll see you
them.
later. Have a good life." So, okay. Um, let's see. So remember, we're only going to go for about an hour.
Mhm.
or so. And I'm going to let Gail decide when the cutoff is because there are a lot of questions. So been dreaming with a snake, not an earthly looking snake. And why does it keep laughing at me?
It keeps laughing at you. Wow. And a banana. That's a new one, but we have to tap into that one because I would wonder about that too, why the snake is laughing at me. But I think it might be actually part of your family. I think it's part of your family. Is that what you're getting? Part of the family?
Yeah, but it's really weird because it does almost look snakish, and it almost looks lizard-like.
Yeah.
So I need, and then so I'm asking it, why do you come that way? And it's like, well, if I don't, I'll freak her out, So they're going to come in a way that doesn't freak you out, that doesn't,
I'm gonna look this up because I think I know what planet she's from.
So I really need to turn on my lights. I forgot to turn on my lights and it's starting to get really dark here. So give me a minute. And
Yeah, there's a planet that is a very feminine planet, and it is of the snake, and it's and I think it starts with H. I need to better organize my book so I can find these things quickly. Let's see if this might be it. No, there is. Oh, this might be it. I think this is it. I think it's Hydra. Yes, that is it. Hydra. It's a constellation. It is of a gigantic water snake, and it has 9 heads. So I think they're only showing you 1 head. Yep. Female energy. And it is of a cobra bloodline. These people who are from Hydra, they are chameleons. They can blend into every situation. They are the greatest politicians, politicians' wives. They just have the ability to take on people's personalities or blend into them and just be part of the crowd. They have that ability. And basically that's it. It's the planet Hydra. And well, it's actually a constellation. So that's what I'm getting for you, is that you're from that constellation Hydra. And that's why they're showing you snake, because you're very, you're related. I mean, that's you. That's part of you. They're showing you your background. Yeah. So what are you getting, Karen?
No, I agree. It's like, I mean, I just keep getting that, we've just only got to show you a little bit because that's what's happening now. Mm-hmm. I mean, for a lot of us, we can't take in so much.
Right.
Your brain is only going to allow you to comprehend so much. So each one of us is going to get our own little experience of what makes sense for us,
Well, also the Hydra might not be exactly where you're from, but it's a planet or a star system that you took on a lot of those personalities. It means a lot to you. And so, because we do take on a lot of things from different planets and star systems. Mm-hmm. So you're real connected to that one, Hydra.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. I was just reading ahead down here at my phone. No, Ian, I'm going to get your question because it does make sense. I mean, so yeah, your question's in there. But yeah, on a banana, just understand that there's more, and they'll release more. It's like, yeah. They only showed you this much, and now you're ready for this much, and now you're ready for just a little. Okay, now you really accepted a lot, so we're going to show you this much type thing. And it's just going to take time, but just take it in as you can. Ask them to give you, I mean, what people, and I firmly believe this with guides, with our ET guides, with our ET soul family, they're only going to give you as much as you're ready for. They can't shove it down your throat, So basically you got to kind of ask for it. So, okay. So Alpha Numerica 1, do I have any guides around me? If it's not a good time to ask, I understand. Or sorry, ET guides around me. So she wants to know her ET guides.
Well, it takes me a few minutes to tap into that. So If you want, if there's another question you can answer, I can start kind of tapping into her.
So I will take Ian's, even though it sounds funny. It's like, Dr. Gail, do you think there can be some aliens that are very much like aliens in the movie Alien? Just curious. Thank you.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
Yes.
So, while she's tapping in, I'll talk on that. So, it's almost like the ones that we're so used to seeing because we've heard it so much. I mean, it's weird to watch all of these, entities, these things in front of you that are like, yeah, but those are the ones that mainly come down. Those are the ones that can go, they show me going down as much, the grays, the whites.
Well, also the screenwriters are channeling too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's coming from somewhere. I mean, these guys aren't just, they're channeling, but yeah, I mean, and unfortunately, sometimes, what makes a better movie, love or all this, so.
Okay. Alpha Romero, I'm getting a gray named Horace. That is one of your spirit guides. And I think this is the first time I've had an actual gray as a spirit guide, but his name is Horace and he is your spirit guide. There are others, but they're not stepping forward yet. So Horace is your, and I have a feeling you've already seen him. I have a feeling you've actually even woken up in the night and seen him because he's not really hiding. He's pretty much out there in front. So either you're not remembering it or you do remember. I'm not sure, but he's not shy.
No, he's not. So, and I would just talk to him like regular, Okay, so Anastasia, do my guides have a message for me? Anastasia, this is really weird. So,
oh, I'm getting weird too.
Well, mine is weird in the aspect of it's kind of funny. You have a jokester, and
I'm getting be careful.
Really? Okay. So we'll go, you have two messages here. Mine is that, so let's pretend I'm running a race and all of a sudden there's a block and the block is just a really tiny block, but you don't stop to look at the block and then you trip, which might be that be careful.
Be careful. Exactly.
And then your guides are funny like mine. And then they literally put a meme in my head, which I posted the other day on Facebook, and it says something like, and the therapist says, didn't you see the flags? And then the comment is, yeah, but I thought it was a circus, And so for whatever reason, it's like, really look at that. I think some people are really, and I did the same thing too. Just because I have this connection to this person or the soul connection does not mean you have to go piddle there. I don't know what that means for you, but I feel like somebody is coming back into your life again. And, they keep saying, if it walks like a duck, quack like a duck, it's
exactly. Be careful.
Yeah.
I don't get any good feeling about that.
Yeah. So whatever that means to you, and I'm going to scroll down. So she said, thank you. Oh, that was Alpha Numerica. She said, thank you, Dr. Gail. Thank you, Karen.
You're welcome.
But yeah, it really is. It's really that thing. Just watch out. Just watch out. That's all I can say, Anastasia. Don't let little things trip you up, and don't get caught up in that. If it's not good, just step over it and move on. Okay. So J. Aside from letting us see their ships or making an appearance, are there any signs from ETs?
Yes, very much so. ETs a lot of times will start off with, let's say songs. That's a big one. They'll send you songs and you need to listen to the message in the song. Something pops in your head. Listen to it. That can be also your family members also. But ET, what are you laughing about, Karen?
Because songs been popping in my head.
Oh, have they?
Oh
Well,
my
you got to
gosh.
look at
I
the
mean,
lyrics
like,
because that's a
I,
big way they communicate with me, especially if I'm really busy and I'm all of a sudden I'm in a song and I go, okay, I'm going to stop and read the lyrics of this. I know this is a message coming in. Um, Also, I mean, it's all your clear audience. I mean, all your clairs. They will come in any of those. They'll come in on the clairs, and smells. That's the big one for me. And um, music, anything that they're going to send you messages, and it's getting you ready. It's almost the same things as a medium, except for connecting to ETs is a little higher. I don't know how you describe it, a little denser feel or a little, I don't know. It's not, I'm not sure how to describe that, but it is a little harder with the ETs than it is on your family and your past loved ones. It
it
is a little
feels
tougher. So
different.
they will start communicating you different ways. Well, like last night, I was getting all this geometric stuff in my eyes when I went to sleep. So I knew I was getting some downloads and some kind of communication. And that was the first that I'd ever had that. And so there's all different ways that they'll communicate with you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny because I keep getting this song when I'm at work, Caught a Vibe. And
What's the
it,
song?
it's called, I think it's Caught a Vibe, and it's by Willow Smith.
I know
And
it's always weird music to me or something
it's,
off the, like, why am I singing
yeah,
that?
why am I singing that? That's not, I mean, I prefer country, but here I
Uh,
am singing this song, and I'm like, okay, I really should stop and listen to what it means. But yeah,
yeah,
I would
when I
agree.
was channeling for somebody, they sent me a song for them, or it was for him, and I said, you got to listen to the words to this song. They're sending me the song, so that's a very common avenue.
Um, I was just reading this other question that just popped up. I have an ET guide, small, white with big black eyes, but I don't know which he is.
Well, the grays vary from white to gray, or light gray, or all that variety. So I would think that's what they are. Is probably a very light colored gray.
Um, I'm sorry, I was reading something and my guides told me I need to put this at the top. So I don't even know what you said, and I don't know if you're done. So
Well, I'm done.
okay.
It was an easy one,
Okay.
and we only can answer a couple more questions.
Well, I got told I need to bump Miss Lady to the front.
That's
So,
probably why it's calls is coming, because when it gets to an hour, I start fading, and not and my what my ET guides will do is they'll go, it's done, and they'll go away. And that means I've they know I've had enough.
yeah. So I got told I need to bump her up, and I apologize for everybody. If this won't be the last time we're doing this, by the way. We're gonna go back and forth on her channel and my channel. I'm speaking for her.
Is that a picture of her? She's beautiful.
She is very beautiful, and she is a beautiful soul. So is there a planet that provides a numb feeling of emotion? And Miss Lady, I would have to say that my guides are, some of them, well, I would say I won't say my guides. My ET family are very emotionless. Um,
Oh, really?
yeah, my ET family are very straightforward. They don't play any games. It's like, here, this is what it is. And it's almost,
See, mine have such big personalities.
yeah,
The
well,
two that I have here, big
well,
personalities.
well, so I have my ET family, but they are very much like this.
Yeah.
They're straight through.
Now I've
Straight
got one
through.
of them that's like that. I mean, but the two that hang with me, I guess because they're a little more humorous. The ones that hang with me on my readings and my lives,
Yeah,
they have a lot of personality,
yeah,
both of them.
yeah. They are humorous. But what's really weird is the minute I was reading her question to make sure it was a question and to tag it, I got told, Ms. Lady, you just have more DNA of that type of, because we're all ET. I mean,
Hmm.
that
No, wait.
that junk DNA is not
Yeah,
junk.
we're all starseeds.
We're
Yes.
all star seeds, and you have more of that. You know in your soul that this is just an experience. It's just a, my goofy guides come in. They're like, it's just going on the what's that darn ride that goes up
Roller
and
coaster.
it's just going on the roller coaster. And you take a couple of trips around the roller coaster, and whenever you're ready to get off, however many times you've signed up to be on it, and then you get off. And I think that soul wise, first of all, you ain't going anywhere anytime soon. So let me just tell you that. Second of all, it's like that's where you do have that good disconnect. It doesn't, it's not something that you need to hang on to. And your soul also knows that the more you hang on to these emotions, the more of that negative stuff that you attract. So on a soul level, you know that it's not good for you to hang on to these things. So you just kind of brush it off and push it away, which sometimes makes you look kind of like a hard ass, but that's not, it's like, okay, let's just whatever comes. And that is the best way to do it. So yeah, I would say they literally show me that that portion of that DNA is the same kind of that takes over a lot. And my, they zoom me out there, and those guys do, they're just very, here it is, bam, they're very emotionless. Not that they don't have emotion, it's just they see things completely different.
But
So
I'm also seeing that she's got something important to do with
yeah.
them. And I'm not
Mhm.
sure what that is, or it's going to be her journey to figure out what it is. There's something um, that they're working on together. I can't quite, I don't think they're going to let me tap into what that is.
Mm-mm, I tried. Yep, I tried. So these are really quick, and I can answer them really quick.
Okay.
So, Dr. Gail and Karen, I've been thinking of taking Reiki training for a while now, and I believe yes, you should do it. It's just, here's the thing, air mist. What they say is whatever step forward you make is the right step, but standing still just gets you stuck. And so understand that be okay with tweaking it any way you need to tweak it, whether you want to add drums or
Right.
cymbals, whatever. They're like, there's got to be some sort of noise that you're adding to break up this. But don't be so left brain that you got to follow every single rule exactly the way
Right.
you
Yeah. Reiki's right for you, but it's not the thing you're going to do. You're going to be adding to it.
Yep. So this is more of a comment. Chris M said,
Hey, Chris.
uh, and this is our last kind of thing because I didn't do anything because after a while we're past an hour. So Danny's video with Andrea, someone made a comment that looks really odd, and he doesn't think a computer could write like that unless it's special software, and it does look alien. We're gonna have to check that
Yeah,
out.
I haven't seen that. I mean, I saw the video, but I didn't see what you're talking about actually.
Huh. Yeah. So everybody, please send. Oops, sorry. I don't know how that. Please send Ms. Lady lots of light and lots
Yes.
of love. And Miss
And
Lady, it's part of the thing that, you
and
know,
also send her her find her direction on what she's supposed to be doing with them.
yeah, yeah. It's like,
Yeah, but I'm getting cut off. They're cutting me
yeah,
off.
yeah. Just kind of for everybody. It's, I want to say that for everybody, my dream, if I had to turn my dream into a thing, it's like close your eyes to all the negative, get focused on the love and the light and bring that in. That's where we need to focus on. It's like, so many things on our world is dividing us right now.
Yeah.
And that is not where we need to be focused on. We need to be focused on what is more important, and coming together and taking care of each other, and that brings me to Ms. Lady or anybody else. And what I do is I just kind of bring that beautiful pink inside my heart, make it radiate there, make it radiate into my body. I imagine it touching every cell, every tissue, everything. It goes out into my aura. It stays there for a little bit. It goes bigger into my home, my town, my city, and it goes out, out, out. And then when it's all over the earth, whoever needs it, I almost imagine them as an electrical outlet where they're plugged into that energy, and I see them getting it even more. So their soul knows what they need. So, but please send Ms. Lady a lot of that tonight. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you all for
I'm
joining
going to
me.
go right back to Chris's comment first about Danny. He has a lot of Palladians around him, and he has a lot of helpers. So it might have been a Palladian that was in. I mean, because they're really connected to him. He just hasn't quite seen them yet, but he is connecting to them. So yeah, he has ETs around him all the time. And so anyway, that's all I'm going to say about Danny's show.
Yep. All right, guys. Much love to you. Thanks for joining us.
Thank
And
you, everybody.
We'll have another day to do this. We will talk to you later. All right.
Yes. All right. Bye-bye.